Hello everyone, welcome to Prime and Load 1776. A game set during the period of the battle for independence. The Americans fighting against the evil and oppressive British. And this is an alpha. So, you're going to see, obviously, as you can see, the occasional glitch, the occasional problem. Things might look a little janky occasionally, but this is the reason for alphas. Testing things like communications with the back-end server, game engine tests, all that kind of funky good stuff that is the standard fare of a developer. And I do believe we've got some of the developers in here from FSE. They are in here, and they're here obviously to marshal the troops as they make their way out. Now, look at these fine uniforms of the Continental Army. Now, obviously, oh heavens, it's all kicking off. The redcoats are here. The lobster backs have started firing already. And here they are. Oh my goodness, somebody got his hat knocked off. It's a nice mechanic. Somebody got more than his hat knocked off, unfortunately. So here you can see the British Army returning fire, officer in charge. And obviously this is pre-1865, so it's a standard ball musket, none of these mini balls. So you're going to have limited accuracy beyond the distance of essentially 100 yards. So as you can see, people are slowly dying, but they might be dying of old age as opposed to bullet hits. It's difficult to say at the moment. But I am liking the smoke. The smoke that slowly disappears and dissipates over the course of time. And yeah, the guy's moving out now. I don't know why they're all wearing white trousers. You would have thought they're going to be running through muddy fields and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just, it escapes me. And you know, the old saying, the first casualty of war is the truth. No, it's not. It's laundry. And these guys are probably not going to be any cleaner. Well, I have to say, the lobsterbacks are looking pretty okay so far, obviously. The ankles are going to be a little bit dirty and mud-ridden, but, you know, aside from that, you can see them now moving over to try and get into a possible outflanking position. Now, look at that. Oh, lovely shots. Going into Drake. Look at that. Fantastic stuff. They just lost one of the devs. He just got shot in the head. And now they're starting to find the range of these guns, boys and girls. They're starting to find the range. Obviously, the bullet drop. The game mechanics that are all involved with this kind of stuff. God, doesn't it look beautiful? Oh! Oh dear. They are starting to find the range on these babies. It looked great. The smoke. Now, obviously, because it's alpha, some of the animations may not be smooth transition between one animation and another. And you've obviously got animated deaths, I believe, followed by a ragdoll. So you can see some guys here lying down. Somebody trying to do the Egyptian. But, you know, aside from that. And, oh, here come the Brits. And it's not... Oh! Oh! Brutally cut down. Well, the Americans, there is firing in the charge. Apparently, so no sympathy. No honour from this army. There is no... I wouldn't say no honour, but I would say no quarter given or asked from the Continental Army Could this be George Washington himself? No, I think it's not. Oh, hang on, what's going on here? Oh, trouble in the ranks. Oh dear, it's all going south. Yeah, they've got some definite issues with their officers here. Oh, hello. Now, obviously, because it's alpha, this is one of the things that happens that's kind of funny. Just got to wait for it to kick in. We'll move into spectator mode, and lo and behold, I spawn underneath the map, where you can see loads of rocks. It's literally like going through an iceberg field underwater. And because it's like a solid object, there's no way to move over it, so we have to press a button, and then we lock in on these guys. So you've got a standard sort of rotating third-person cam. Oh dear. And then obviously the standard free cam. Left and right mouse button switches between all the various players. So, guy looking for trouble. So, the two armies getting themselves set out, sorted. Oh, hello. In case you're wondering, there are also musicians in this game. No, they get the same level of respect and fair treatment that musicians in Napoleonic Wars get, which is basically shot on sight. But, you know, whatever. So, there you go. Oh, look at that. Recent patch means that we can now see all the names on here. And they all then disappear. Typical. As soon as I start mentioning them, there's some names in there. Kincaid, for one, from the 33rd. That we recognise inside. Now, let's see how these guys decide to progress. Led by their commanding officer. And we move over to the Continental Army, briefly. As they are making their way through. Rather nice field, I have to say. Festooned with large rocks. Because you've got to have something solid to hide behind. Oh, hello. It's all kicking off over here, boys and girls. Let's see what kind of... Now, these guys are being ambitious. They've gone for long distance. But it's looking like that may not be enough. Because, obviously, 1776 accuracy. The start of rifling, the British Baker rifles, all that kind of stuff. Oh dear. We're losing a few people already. The lobster backs have lost a few men. Oh, look at that. The Continental Army finding the range they need. Let's see what the casualties of the Continentals are. There we go. Or the rebels, the rebellious dogs, as they'll be referred to by the British. Look at that. Oh dear. Multiple members being murdered horribly. But these guys starting to find good range. The standard arrangement you would see in a battle of this period. Find tri-corner hats. And very effeminate hairdos. Anyway. Can you imagine having to wear one of those wigs in the middle of a hot battle? Obviously, it's not too hot today. The sun is not as blazing as it sometimes is. But still, uh-oh. Here we go. In the crowd. In the smoke. The melee murdering begins. And Kincaid's dead already. Oh, for God's sake, Kincaid. Now, these are the things, obviously, as part of game design. You can see there the sort of attacking mechanic, the blocking mechanic to the left and the right, similar to Warband in a lot of ways in Napoleonic Wars. And these are the kind of things that the alphas used to test. So they'll test the finer aspects and the nuances of combat. You know, the parry, the thrust, and the chambering, all that kind of funky good stuff that is key part of a melee experience in the games these days. Obviously, I think most people would agree that Mount & Blade is probably one of the most nuanced combat games you'll find, especially when it comes to melee. The level of... Oh, somebody doing a Michael Jackson there. The level of control and fine aspect to it. It's one of those kind of things where it's relatively easy to have a battle of melee, but it's damn difficult to master, as I have proven on multiple occasions. So, hello. Ooh, isn't this lovely? The beautiful. Aha. Random bird with sheet. Excellent. Hello, my dear. And we're off again. I'm not liking this reputation for the camera spawning under the ground. I'm just trying to say, yeah, we disapprove of your casting so much, we're going to bury you underground, you bastard. Well, not the case in this one. Anyway, as the map loads. Now, these obviously, things that they will work on, you know, how the back-end servers, the dedicated servers will communicate with the front-end game engines and the games that are being run by the players. Streamlining things like network performance, all that kind of thing, because the amount of detail, the amount of work that goes into these kind of things is quite detailed. I mean, quite, you know, insane when you think about it. All the various components, the map design, because eventually when it comes to these kind of era-related games, you had to sort of balance map design with fun, because, you know, you want these games to be as fun as possible. You wanted them to be as historically accurate as possible, but it's also a fine level, or a fine balance between fun and historical accuracy. Now, there will always be those who will eschew for full historical accuracy at all times, and you just can't please everybody. So you kind of have to find that mid-ground. So. See, so the lobster back's already hurling abuse at their enemy. Let's go and see if we can find the rebels. Here they are. Here are invaders. Yes, that is exactly what they are. The 2nd New Hampshire. The 2nd Virginia. What else have we got here? More from the 2nd VA. All those fine fellows from Virginia. Fine history of men. Weathered in battle. Good stuff. Hello, who's you? So. Oh, through the cornfields, past the windmill. Looking for their enemy. Up on the far hill. Now. Aha! Speaking of said enemy.
You bloody rebel.
Yep. Well, you're going to see him soon enough, boys. Here we go. And out goes the pistol, and Regiment Moron is dead already. Felled very quickly. As now you can see the Brits have the jump on the Colonials. Now they're having to move around. They're trying to get into a different flanking position to go in for the line shots. And that's exactly what they've done. Highlander goes down. And Minifix as well. Look at this. Oh, flipping heck. Look at this. Ow! Oh, that was a bit mean. Shot him at close range. Very, very nasty stuff going on there. And so they all break for the melee. And, you know, you can imagine... Oh, hello, what's going on here? Somebody's watching. Waiting for the inevitable to see what happens. Stabby goings on. Hello? And the commanding officer is sliced in the gizzards. Now. Who remains? Oh, hello. Man fighting for his life. And his life's pretty much over. Now, there must be another one left standing somewhere. So the guys make their way back. Let's see numbers. We can... 1 left alive. On the British Army. Nope, 2. 0, according to this, but never mind. So, they're now going to make a change and move on to the next part of the test. And this is a lovely map, isn't it? Look at this. I mean, obviously, you've got plenty of trees there. Areas for cover. All kinds of cool stuff like that, you know? Aha, I am above ground. And look at this. The training camp. Complete with windmill, which we shall fly through. Oh my goodness. Well, clearly the maid's not been here recently. Oh, a load of balls. A cannon. Hello, cannon. Can we go down the cannon? No, we can't. Okay. And obviously that looks to be a pot of tea or coffee. But the regimental tent, complete with an anvil for the anviling of. And we move over for a large bale of hay to feed the horses. And obviously uniforms being dried out. Oh, hello, boys.
Stupid yank. You bloody rebel!
Fantastic. Oh, God, he's run for it. Oh, there's drama. He's going after him. Unlicensed fifery is not permitted by order of the British Army. And the fifer has prevailed. Look at that. Rebellious fifage occurring right now. Yeah, have it, you bitch. Reload. Reload. Run for it. Oh, fine slight. Oh, fifage. Uh-oh. One fifer versus the world. Oh my goodness, they are determined to take out this rebel. Clearly his fifing has annoyed them. Oh, quick slice and the dice. Oh, they're still shooting at him. And he's so determined not to defeat... Oh dear. The fifer is no more. A brave battle there. Oh, hello. And clearly, the last thing they needed is to break up the meeting.
Fighters!
So you can see here, lectern, this is where you would stand to give a speech to your troops. And this is where, obviously, somebody have to show their worth by stabbing the melee target. So this is where we would stand and give speech to the troops. And hopefully not get shot by them as they're all holding weapons. I mean, there is that side effect, I suppose. That's a slight problem. You want to make sure you give a good speech, considering they're all armed and will shoot you in the face if you don't. So you've got an entrance up here on the training fort, fine wooden training fort, complete with reinforcements against any kind of barricade breaking devices. The Kazis, of course, very important. Explosive box, without a doubt, one of the most important things available. Cart for carrying the hay around. And you've then got pillboxes. Now, at the moment, obviously, Alpha, there's no way to get into a pillbox. So those are just for sort of decoration purposes only. You've got a front entrance there. That's been broken down slightly. So there you have it. That is the encampment. Okay. Well, let's see. I'm guessing they're all in here. I guess so. There's definitely a troublesome rebel. Definitely in here. But there you go. So they're all on the same side. As they're getting a nice review. And they're talking about the test and the battle. The commanding officers here. Giving their talk to the troops. So you've always got to have people on guard at these moments because, you know, you never know when a troublesome rebel type person, a rebel in fact, comes sneaking up to your fort and starts fifing outside your fort entrance. Oh, hello. Nice little crane system to get additional supplies into the fort. Hoist it over the wall and down here. So obviously for only the heaviest equipment. I don't think it pivots. No, it doesn't pivot. So I don't know how that would work. Maybe it's just bring it up to here, unload it, and all the rest of it. But we'll see. Anyway, oh my goodness, they're moving. The boys are moving out. Oh, member of the Royal Artillery. Complete with his Johnson's baby bud. And an engineer. With his shovel of awesomeness. So. Oh dear, Badger's died. There's definitely trouble in the ranks. Lobsterbacks are renowned for being well drilled. And obviously having a little bit of a problem here and there. Oh, look at this. Isn't this lovely? I do love this design with all the lanterns along. Wonder if they all get lit up during the night. And there we go. The entrance onto the artillery ground. The artillery proving ground. Look at this. Wow. So here is where you would have your artillery sections. You can see you've got your mortars in place. Followed by your cannon.
You bloody rebel!
Girls fight with swords, men fight with cannon. Oh, hello.
You bloody rebel!
There's still a couple of rebels in here. So you can see getting set up for the cannon. Out comes the ramrod. So you're going to have to go in there and do the old ramroddy thing.
Pleb!
What do you call me? Oh, hello. Look at all these lovely fellas.
Traitors!
Rar indeed. Don't they look brave? What are they shooting at the sun again? And so you can see, look at the detail on this cannon. Shiniest cannon is. Oh, hello. We heard some of that.
Old England forever!
There we go. Look at that. Oh dear. Somebody drank the wrong Kool-Aid.
Take the king!
So. That drive-by fifing. So you get all the guys lined up. Probably for some pictures for the alpha. Look at these fellows, don't they look fantastic? What the just happened behind them? Now that's a cannonball. Now that obviously what I reckon was cannonball went through there. You saw the explosion. Oh hello, horsey. and it killed multiple people, but obviously graphical glitches, alpha means that it's not updating in the right position, so the cannon's actually firing this way, even though it appears to be pointing in the opposite direction. Oh, that's... Oh, it's a musician off.
Traitors! Huzzah!
Huzzah. So what they're clearly doing is testing cannibal physics. So hence the reason why they bring everybody in. For the work that needs to be done to check to see how a cannibal would interface with a horse. Needless to say, they need to make sure it's going to be working properly. They'll test all their facts and figures they get from the server. Make sure that the cannibal has the correct effect, depending on the kind of thing that it passes through. Now, obviously, it depends on the level of physics, because, for example, you might want to have things like the more body... Geronimo! It might be a case of the more people it needs to pass through, that the cannonball extra friction, so to speak. Don't know. So, you know, it can only pass through so many people before the friction eventually slows it down to a point where it falls to the ground. You don't know. But these are the kind of things that they'll be testing to work out the details. Obviously, they'll have a spec for what they want to do with the game. And it's just a matter of finding the sweet spot between what you can achieve and the specification that you have. And from that, a game will emerge. And, you know, there are certain realities of game development of which a lot of standard gamers are not aware. The amount of work that is involved. Obviously, each of these models have to be designed and textured and animated. All these kind of details. That people tend to forget. Hello. Look at this fella. Ah, hello. So, you can see them now making their way over to the other side of the training ground. Oh, hello, horsey. Fine white horsey. Aha, what's this? So, I'm guessing it's a group photo. Because this has group photo written all over it. Complete with a moonwalking horse at the back. And they're firing their shots into the air to make sure they don't accidentally shoot. So there you go, you can see guys taking a knee at the front there. Doesn't that look fantastic? So the front rank taking a knee. And the rank behind standing. Oh goodness, what's going on? Oh! Who keeps lighting a fart?
Bloody rebel! Yankee Yankee Doodle!
So,
Britannia! Huzzah! Stupid Yanks!
oh, cannonball long distance. It's a pile of bodies. And so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. A nice long distance cannon from the guys testing, ranging, the damage at distance. Hello. The spyglass. Checking his dirty work, so to speak. Obviously, look at this. Sandbags, cannonballs, all sorts of goodness. Now, it's going to be interesting to see whether or not they go for the mortars as well. Because that would be more of an explosive landing of the charge, the ball, so to speak, than it would be anything else. So, as you can see, there's still a large number of bodies here, all piled up amongst each other. As you can see, our colleague here is knee-deep in bodies. Which is understandably a problem. Oh, hat's gone.
Old England forever! God save the king!
Oh dear. There's still problems occurring. And we move on.